Everyone, Kyle here with some more Shadowverse content. Today, I apologize for the video being so late. I'm kind of been having some issues. That's made it more late than it was already going to be because I slept too long. But let's see. I keep trying to go into the deck section and kind of explain this deck. But you know what? I think we could go ahead and explain it here now that I realize that it's in my background on the main page. Fraps, kind of like with Duelist when I first started doing Duelist content, seems to be having some frame rate issues when I go into the collection screen and open up a deck and try to talk about it. So I'm going to hope that it doesn't do it on the main screen here. And I'm also trying to be fast. So Soul Conversion, you sacrifice one of your own minions, you draw 2 cards. This card is great as a combo piece with Skull Cradle Widow to draw 3 cards, with Lurching Corpse to draw cards while removing your opponent's minion. You can use it on a Hell's Unleasher to sacrifice a 1/1 and gain a Lich, as well as an Attendant of the Night for the same combo. That's about as far as it goes. It's great late game with Mordecai, since Mordecai will constantly come back. And if you have a Kawi that's low on health, you can kill something little with him, use Soul Conversion to sacrifice him and draw 2 cards, then kill something bigger and heal. But we'll get to that card. It's a 7-drop. Skull Cradle Widow draws you a card when she dies, just like with Lurching Corpse. They're both 2-mana 1/2s. They have abilities that we really want to abuse. Lurching Corpse kills a enemy minion when it dies, and they're mainly for early presence and the fact that we do synergize with them. I mean, worst case scenario, you hit a Skull Cradle Widow with an Erd, and you get to draw a free card. That's not actually too bad. 4-mana 3/3, draw a card, summon a 1/2, not bad. Undying Resentment gives us a little bit of removal and board control. 2 damage for 2 mana is already fine, and then when you make that up to 4 damage, it can be a pretty big card. An increase of 100% damage for just 2 Necromancy is not horrible. And speaking of Necromancy, we have Spartoy in our 3-drops, 3/2. Gives us a Shadow at the end of every one of our turns. And when it dies, of course, we get 1 because it goes to our graveyard. So that's 2 Shadow minimum. And we don't have too many things that consume Shadow in this deck, mainly Undying Resentment. And I always forget the name of the card, Foul Tempest. But when they do have shadows to consume, they are much better. I mean, Foul Tempest goes up 300%, up to a max of 15 damage if your opponent's board is full, since you do 3 damage to 5 things. Attendant of the Night, I should say not a good card. He's a good card. I like him in the deck. I prefer Hell's Unleasher, since it's a 4-mana 1/1 that can attack anything, and summons a Lich when it dies, and this one's a 3-mana 1/1 that can only attack Ward and the opponent, but also summons a Lich. So mainly this is a combo piece, since if our opponent is just hitting us with like 2/1s and 1/1s with Storm, and nothing really has Ward, he's not the best. But he's also not bad. I mean, that Lich ability is good to abuse, and I like it. The card's okay. The card's okay. It's just maybe one of the weaker cards in the deck. Foul Tempest, I think is an amazing. So Themis' Decree is 6 mana. You destroy everything, or all creatures, I should say, on both sides. Foul Tempest basically accomplishes the same thing. It's not too hard to keep your opponents down to 3, especially in a fast meta where a lot of things are smaller. Foul Tempest is often just a one-sided Themis' Decree for 3 mana. That's really strong. I don't know why you would ever not run this card in a Shadowcraft deck. I'm assuming most of you do run this card in your Shadowcraft deck. Run it, you'll be happy. It's great. Sometimes even the 1 mana is enough against things like Aggro Blood to get rid of all of their Forest Bats, for example. Erd, one of our first combo pieces. We can use her to multiply Hell's Unleashers or Attendants of Night, right? I'm still learning the names of this guy. Attendant of the Night. We can also use it to multiply Mordecai's, which is a big deal, since Mordecai always resummons himself when he dies, and so you can kill him, resummons himself, and then you return him to play with Erd's ability, and therefore multiply your Mordecai's. Great with Lurching Corpse, and again, worst case scenario, you draw a card with Skull Cradle Widow, and you get the Widow back. Solid. Erd's a great combo piece. Hell's Unleasher, 4-mana 1/1, summons a Lich, very basic, very strong. Necro Assassin gives us more board presence in the sense of removing our opponent's board presence. The biggest combo in this deck is comboing her with a Lurching Corpse, just for the sake of killing 2 things with 1. And 4-mana 3/3 body, same as Erd, isn't too bad of a stat line. There's definitely better cards, but I won't complain about this. She falls into a 5/5, and with one Olivia kicking around our deck, we're usually pretty good on evolution tokens. Now Cerberus. Possibly my favorite card in the entire game. 5 mana 3/3. Not amazing. Evolves into a 5/5. Pretty good. But Coco and Mimi. So Coco and Mimi go into your hand. Those are those adorable little pups that you see her holding in the picture. Mimi, I believe, is the one that does 2 damage. Yes. So when you play Mimi, it's 1 mana, do 2 damage to anything. Whereas Coco is give something +2/+0 to an allied follower. In a fast game, they allow you to pressure your opponent down, like if you're fighting D-Shift, or if you're fighting like a spell boosting Runecraft, for example. You can use Coco and Mimi to pressure your opponent down. But in a control matchup, such as, say, Alana Heavencraft, you can let them keep their health high while throughout the game you're saving up your Cocos and Mimis, and then late game burst them down from a very high health line, since each one can translate into 2 damage into your opponent. I love this card, very strong. Lord of the Flies. Let's go to the animated one, because it's a little prettier. Lord of the Flies, 7 mana, 4/4, summons a Vicious Beetle, a Virulent Hornet, I don't know. It's a Violent Hornet, as far as I'm concerned, and a Vicious Scorpion. I just realized they're all Vs. They're all Vs, actually. I wonder if there's a reason behind that. But the Velocious Beetle, I don't know. It's a 2/3 with Storm and Drain. So not only does it help us get a little bit of health back late in the game, but it has Storm, so it can push for lethal, as you might have saw. No spoilers. I guess it is a spoiler. In the last video. Evolves into a 4/5, which, of course, for life is even better. Very good. Virulent Hornet is a 3/2 with Rush and Bane. So it's basically a removal spell, or if you attack something small, it can live. But with only 2 health, the chances are low. But being able to run it into something big and get it out of the way is very strong. And then, of course, you have the Vicious Scorpion, which is a 4/4 with Ward, which again is very good, because in the fast meta that we have right now, it is very good to have a Ward late game. And it's a 4/4, which is no slouch. I mean, it's the same stats. Oh, I got hiccups. As Lord of the Flies itself. Have you noticed that? For those of you that are new, you probably haven't noticed that, but there seems to be this thing where I always get hiccups when I record. I don't know. Underworld Watchman Kawi. Or, as Kira calls him, Bay. 4/5 with Ward. Last words. Destroys one of the strongest enemy followers in play. Then restores X defense to your leader, where X is their attack. Now, this is all very important. It does say randomly, but often you won't have multiple enemy minions that are all the same strength. So usually you know what it's going to destroy. The fact that it destroys the strongest enemy follower is also very strong, or very good. Then you restore X defense to your leader, which is also very good, and X equals destroyed follower's attack. Now that is insane, because one, no matter how damaged it is, you'll always heal the same amount, because its attack is what you're healing from. If you healed from its toughness, then it wouldn't always be too good for your opponent, or too good for you, because your opponent, seeing Kawi, could like run the strongest thing into Kawi. It would take 4 damage and then die, and then you would heal for whatever it had left. But no, it's the attack, and that's fantastic. That's very good, because your opponent's usually not going to purposely lower their own attack. Very strong card. I'm surprised he's not a legendary. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Speaking of cards I'm surprised aren't legendaries, we got Mordecai the Duelist. 8 mana, 5/5, last words, summon Mordecai the Duelist. He is invincible. He can get banished, and he can get silenced. I think that's a thing. I never seen anyone run silence. I honestly can't even remember if it's in this game or not. I feel like it should be, or probably is, but I have no idea. And I've been playing this game for a long time, and I don't even know. But regardless, not only is he a good card for grinding out the late game and killing your opponent's big things, if they're top decking especially, but with Erd you can multiply him, and then you can have a whole board of Mordecais that never die. And I have my leader set as Mordecai, so then there's Mordecais everywhere. There's Mordecais. And then 1 Dark Angel Olivia to finish off the deck. She increases your evolution points to 3. Which is good. That means you get 5 or 6 points in a game. In a grindy matchup, that could be the difference between winning and losing, just because of the value you can get out of evolving 3 more things. And the fact that it can attack immediately is really good in the aggro matchups, because you can evolve 3 more things and kill something immediately. and potentially save your life. Such as evolving a Kawi and running him into something big to kill it, and then killing their other biggest thing and healing. Solid deck. So I'm going to go ahead and try to jump into a match. I don't make the video too long tonight, just so I can get it up before tomorrow, because I also need to get a video for tomorrow going. So yeah, I'm trying to find a match that showcases the deck. We're going to be playing on Ranked, of course. The deck's been doing very good on Ranked, so hopefully I don't all of a sudden get on some kind of horrible streak because I'm trying to show you the deck. And I'll see you in the next match. There we go, we found an opponent. Uriel is pretty cool. That's a card I like, but I'm not much of a Havencraft player, so I don't play Uriel. But alright, oh, we got blood. Okay, so it might be aggro blood. I won't know if it's aggro blood, obviously, yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be. Our opening hand is pretty poor, though, for aggro blood. I'm tempted to throw back the Hill's Unleasher as well, to be honest, and just try to grab some more early game. Ooh, that is rough. We got Lord of the Flies. I'm not sure why my... Go ahead and give them a hello. Oh, no turn one play. Nice, okay. Then we got a 2-3-4. So I think we're going to be alright, assuming that we don't get blown down too fast. Also could be, I think there is a control blood deck going around. Oh, wow. Alright, so... That makes me want to say that it's definitely an aggro deck, but I don't know for sure. Because, I mean, why else would you do that, right? Yeah, it has to be aggro then, because a control deck wouldn't waste a removal spell like that. Ward, Clash, Summon a Bat. Ooh. I see. I guess I could just remove this. I don't have any AoE in my hand, so at the moment I kind of don't want bats building up. And now I can Erd for an extra card. And I can evolve this turn, so we're looking pretty good. Okay. Worst things could have happened. Go right for the Unleasher here.
Feast upon me. Shed tears of joy.
Another one. Right to the face. Interesting. Yeah, alright. So basically we just need to find a way to keep ourselves in the game here. Lurching Corpse is a strong play right now. Here's what I'm thinking.
Me? Really? You beckon?
Soul Conversion the Corpse. We'll kill his minion. We'll draw 2 cards. There we go. Wow. Alrighty. Sorry, I'm losing my frame rates again. This is very frustrating. Extremely frustrating. Now, if he has an Implancer can evolve it, we just lose. And sadly, I can't do anything about that. So I think our only option now is to just push for damage.
Prepare yourself. Your flesh and bones are mine.
Force our opponent to either kill us this turn or die next turn. Oh, and that's it. So, but as you guys can see, so while we did lose to Aggro Blood, I think this is an okay match to show the deck in. Just based on, you can see that though the deck is heavy, if it hadn't been for our opponent's amazing start, we definitely could have dominated that match. We had just, all we really needed to draw at any point was our... I always forget the name of the card. I constantly forget the name of the card. What is the card's name? Foul Tempest. I haven't even found it yet, and I'm already remembering the name, right? It's in here. Why? Also, another reason why I just want to use that one as I don't know what's on with Fraps. Foul Tempest, that's it. If we had a Foul Tempest instead of Lord of the Flies, that game was easily ours. So sadly, we ended up losing that one. That's actually the deck's first loss since I made it. So I can't really complain about that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope the explanation helped. The deck is very strong. I'd say give it a shot. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the next video.